Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? Not after buying a new phone, not after booking a vacation, just gone. A few hundred here, a couple hundred there. Nothing looked expensive. Nothing felt irresponsible. Yet somehow your savings barely moved. Now here's the crazy part. Imagine a stranger knocks on your door every morning and asks for 20 rupees. You'd probably say no by the third day. But what if instead 15 different companies quietly took 20 rupees from your bank account every day without interrupting your life? You probably wouldn't even notice. And that's exactly how one of the biggest wealth traps of the modern world works. It's not debt, it's not inflation, it's not even shopping. It's subscriptions. Tiny monthly payments that slowly become permanent residents in your bank account. And by the end of this video, you'll realize that the real cost of subscriptions isn't what they charge you every month. It's what they silently steal from your future. Let's meet Arjun. He's 26, he has a stable job, he earns more than most of his college friends, he rarely buys luxury products, he doesn't party every weekend, he even thinks of himself as good with money. Yet every month, his bank balance tells a different story. Salary comes in. For a few days, everything feels fine. Then suddenly, it's the 25th of the month, and he's wondering where all the money disappeared. Sound familiar? One weekend, he decides to investigate. He downloads his bank statement. At first, nothing seems unusual. Netflix, Spotify, cloud storage, AI writing tool, food delivery membership, gym app, language learning app, VPN, meditation app, photo editing software, another AI subscription, a shopping membership, another cloud backup, one after another. None of them looked dangerous. In fact, most of them were cheaper than a pizza. But together, they were costing him over 6,000 rupees every month. That's 72,000 rupees every year for things he barely thought about. Some he hadn't opened in months. One was still charging him after a free trial. Another was for a gym app he downloaded during New Year's resolutions. He wasn't buying things anymore. His past decisions were buying them for him. And that's when he realized something terrifying. His money wasn't leaving because he spent it. It was leaving because he forgot about it. Here's something companies understand better than most people. People don't hate spending money. They hate feeling like they're spending money. Think about buying a $2,000 jacket. You pause, you compare prices, you read reviews, you think twice. But what about $199 a month? That feels harmless. That's because our brains don't judge monthly payments the same way they judge one-time purchases. Psychologists call this payment decoupling. The payment happens, but the emotional pain doesn't. By the time the money leaves your account, you're asleep, at work, or watching YouTube. You never experience the moment of spending. And when spending becomes invisible, it becomes effortless. That's why companies love subscriptions, because the easiest customer to keep is the one who forgets they're paying. But there's another psychological trick hiding underneath. Let's play a game. Imagine I offer you two choices. Option A, pay 12,000 rupees today. Option B, pay 999 rupees every month. Most people choose option B instantly, even though they often end up paying more. Why? Because our brains don't compare totals, they compare monthly pain. We ask, can I afford 999 rupees? Instead of asking, is this worth 12,000 rupees every year? Companies know this. That's why almost everything has become a subscription. Movies, music, software, fitness, books, food delivery, gaming, AI tools, even toothbrushes. Not because subscriptions are better for you, because they are better for business. One sale is nice. A customer who keeps paying for 10 years is priceless.
Now here's where things become dangerous. Subscriptions don't just cost money. They quietly rewrite your definition of normal. 10 years ago, paying monthly for music sounded ridiculous. Today, it's expected. The same thing happened with TV, cloud storage, photo editing, productivity tools. Even cars are slowly becoming subscription services. Little by little, monthly payments become a normal part of life, and because everyone else is doing it, we stop questioning them. This is called social proof. If millions of people are paying, it must be okay. Except, millions of people also struggle.
Now imagine your financial life as a boat. Every unnecessary subscription is a tiny hole in the bottom. One hole won't sink you. Neither will two. But 20? The boat doesn't sink because of a massive crack. It sinks because water enters faster than you notice. Money works exactly the same way. People obsess over huge purchases, cars, houses, vacations, but ignore the tiny leaks happening every single month. The irony? Small leaks are much harder to notice, which makes them far more dangerous. Here's something almost nobody talks about. The true cost of subscriptions isn't the subscription, it's the opportunity you lose. Imagine you're spending 5,000 rupees every month on services you barely use. Now imagine investing that same 5,000 rupees every month instead. Not chasing risky investments, just consistently investing over many years. Eventually, those forgotten subscriptions could have turned into enough money for a home.
But if subscriptions are so expensive, why don't people cancel them? Because canceling isn't a financial decision, it's an emotional one. Let's say you bought an expensive fitness app. You stopped using it after 2 weeks. Canceling should be easy. Instead, you tell yourself, I'll start next Monday. Next Monday becomes next month becomes next year. Why? Because canceling forces your brain to admit something painful. I made a bad decision. Humans hate admitting mistakes. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy. We've already spent money, so we keep spending more, hoping the first decision magically becomes worth it. Instead of escaping the trap, we dig the hole deeper. Companies understand this perfectly. That's why many make canceling surprisingly difficult. Ever noticed how signing up takes 30 seconds, but canceling takes 10 minutes?
Now let's flip the story. Imagine two people, Rahul and Aman. Both earn 70,000 rupees every month. Same salary, same city, same lifestyle. Rahul collects subscriptions without thinking. Aman reviews every recurring payment every 3 months. Anything he isn't using gets cancelled. He invests whatever remains. For the first year, their lives look identical. After 3 years, Rahul wonders why investing feels impossible. Aman has already built a respectable investment portfolio. 10 years later, their income is still similar, but their financial lives are completely different. The difference wasn't intelligence, or luck, or salary. It was awareness. One managed his recurring decisions, the other ignored them. Small choices, repeated hundreds of times, create massive differences. That's how wealth actually grows. Not through one brilliant decision, but through thousands of ordinary ones. So, does this mean every subscription is bad? Absolutely not.
Here's something you can do in the next 10 minutes. Open your banking app. Look back 3 months. Write down every recurring payment. Don't trust your memory. Your memory works for birthdays, not subscriptions. Then divide them into 3 categories. I use this every week. I use this sometimes. I forgot this even existed. Cancel the third category immediately. No overthinking. No, I'll do it later. Because later is exactly how companies keep getting paid. And here's the biggest lesson of all. People think becoming wealthy is about making one huge financial decision, finding the perfect investment, starting a successful business, getting a higher-paying job. Those things matter, but wealth is usually built or destroyed in much quieter ways. One forgotten subscription, one unnecessary renewal, one tiny pay.
They make billions from small payments that people stop noticing. And maybe the biggest upgrade you can give your financial life isn't earning more money. Maybe it's simply stopping the invisible drain. Because every subscription you cancel today is money that can start working for you instead of someone else's business.
And that's how wealth begins, not with one giant leap, but by closing the tiny leaks everyone else ignores.